Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here today on my first video I am actually going to show you the base of my Puerto Rican cooking. A lot of Dominicans also use this recipe as well, which is sofrito. Here I am showing you the cilantro and the culantro leaves. Cilantro, which was the first leaf that I showed you, looks similar to parsley, but it is not parsley. It's more of a lemony grass type of flavor. As to culantro, which kind of reminds me of dandelion leaf, but it is not. It's more pungent in smell and a stronger flavor than cilantro. Here I'm showing you the stems of the cilantro and culantro that I cut off, along with the seeds that I took out of my bell peppers. Just a reminder, make sure you wash all your veggies. With the cilantro and the culantro, I actually went ahead and ran it through water in a bowl at least 2 or 3 times to take out all the grit, because it does have a lot of dirt in it. And even with that, you still want to take off the stems, because just the roots alone, I don't like it at all. Here you're going to use 1 whole red bell pepper, 1 whole green bell pepper. They've both been washed and seeds taken out, like I said. 15 to 20 cloves of garlic, depending on how garlic you like your sofrito, and a large yellow onion. You can use red, you can use whatever kind of onion you want. That's just my preference. And some Bertoli olive oil. It can be extra virgin olive oil, whatever oil you have in hand. I just like olive oil. That's my preference. So I'm going to show you basically how I chopped up my bell peppers. It's basically how I chopped up my onion. It's just a quick rough chop. Here I'm cutting off the ends of the yellow onion, and with that you are going to go ahead and take off the first layer of the skin from the onion. Usually it has like a tough layer underneath the paper part of it, of the skin, so I just go ahead and just remove the whole first layer off of it. May seem like a waste, but hey, I just prefer for it to be better than to have that. I mean, I've had times where I've done that mistake and left that piece, and it just I felt the thick pieces. It was not anything pleasant. Making this is reminding me of my recent trip that I went to go visit my family for the very first time in Puerto Rico, and all the smells that you smelled when you went to like any type of restaurant, it just reminded me of this, and it just I'm just so like happy that I even took that trip, and it just reminded me of all the authentic cooking. You know, eating Plantfully for a while, I do struggle. I'm not gonna lie, I do have my days where I eat better than others, but you know, it takes practice. So I'm hoping to veganize as many as my Puerto Rican dishes as I can. So yeah, in the next clip, here we go. Alright, so here we are going to get to blending. I just received brand new Ninja as a gift, and I'm really appreciative for it. It's my first time actually using it in this video. I have gone ahead and added the cilantro and the culantro in the blender. I'm giving it a head start before I add the peppers, the onions, and the garlic and all that stuff. Here I went ahead and blended it for a bit. I added the green bell pepper first, just to see if the pepper would give it a little bit of moisture to get it moving. And I went ahead and turned on the power on high and just got it to move a little bit better, and gave it a couple of pulses, and then from there I'll go ahead and I will add my red bell pepper with my onion and the garlic, which, by the way, this blender is like amazing. Like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, it has so much base in it that it doesn't beat the little blender that I had before. So this is definitely a good investment. So here I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start blending away. And then at this point point, once it starts going, I am going to go ahead and add some olive oil, just to add that liquid that it needs to get it moving a little bit more. And you can add as little or as more as you want. I went ahead and added about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of olive oil, just to get it moving a bit in there. I know some people like less just to keep it more chunkier. I like it more in the smoother side. That's just my preference. Everybody else that makes it has their own preference into making their sofrito. I do not add any salt, pepper, sazon, or adobo to this, just because when I go to cook any yellow rice or beans or any type of dish in general, whether I'm cooking for myself or for my family, I'll tend to forget that I've added it before, and I have done that mistake in the past. And when I went to go add more seasoning, it just is like terrible. But that was like my beginner's luck. Here I'm just showing you the consistency of how I wanted it and got it to be. And yeah, so I mean, you can add a packet of sazon if you want, but just remember that you did do that, just to add a little bit more color to it. And then from there, you can go ahead and season your food carefully. Just keep in mind that you did add that. And if you do decide to add adobo, sazon, whatever spice you want to go ahead and add, just again, be aware of that. Here, I'm just going to show you a little bit better view of how I wanted it to come out. And yeah, typically what a lot of us do is we put them in plastic containers and we freeze them. If I know that I'm going to use it regularly, knowing that I am going to be cooking a lot during the week or 2 weeks, I will leave it in the refrigerator. But one fun fact that I actually found, it was another site that I had actually seen where people had actually frozen these in ice cube trays and then put them in Ziploc bags. And I believe each cube was at least a tablespoon of sofrito, which was actually like a perfect measure for like beans, for example. For rice, I would use 2 to 3 cubes. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and again, this is just the beginning, so excuse my nervousness.